Republican House, a Republican Senate. How well do you think they've done? Bill?
Yes, we do.
We did.
I'm going to segue from that because I haven't been in Florida that long to really address that issue. But just days ago, I broke in my program the fact that we had hit 13.865 trillion in debt. It's already past 14 trillion in like 2 days. And it struck me today that our wonderful leaders in Washington are burning the Capitol, spelled with an A, faster today than the British burned the capital spelled with an O in the Battle War of 1812. The discouraging thing is while many Republicans say no to the new pressure to increase the spending limits, and that is currently at 14.294 trillion, they're already talking today about having to raise it. The liberal media is out in full force telling you, well, you're just acting crazy and irresponsible if you don't raise that limit because it's going to lead to default, the first default in the history of the United States. It's going to have terrible ramifications, etc. And sadly, some Republicans are saying that, well, we're willing to look at everything, including defense spending, internal security, and the entitlement programs of Social Security and Medicare. What is missing so far in the entire conversation is any concept of rational thought. There I interjected. I compare this with the typical actions that we've seen across the nation for many years at the municipal and county levels, where they get an influx of taxes. They've been paying for safety services and all the things to run the government right along, have balanced budget. They get an influx of taxes due to rising property values. Do they reserve it? Do they do anything prudent? Now it's time for me to get my pet project and you to get yours, and the spending goes out, and all of a sudden the property values collapse, the tax revenues drop, and we don't have enough to balance the budget. So if you don't pass this tax hike, we're going to have to cut your safety forces. That's the same thing as we're going to cut our defense spending. We're going to cut your Social Security check. Not because we can't afford them, but because we're out of control with all the other spending, and I'm out of time.